Dear students, in this lecture video we studied about the methods of neutral grounding. The neutral grounding is classified into solid grounding or effective grounding, resistance grounding, reactance grounding and resonant grounding. In this lecture video we only studied about the solid grounding and resistance grounding. Now you see the types of methods of neutral grounding. I already told that is solid grounding. Another name is effective grounding. Second one is resistance grounding. Third one is reactance grounding. The fourth one is the resonant grounding. The other name is arc suppression coil grounding. Now we detailed studied all the types of grounding, that is the solid and resistance grounding. Now you see the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram represents the solid grounding or effective grounding. So, star connected three-phase system. The neutral is grounded. What I mean by solid or effective grounding means the neutral point of the three-phase system. This is the neutral point of the three-phase system. Is directly connected to the earth. Is directly connected to the earth through a only wire. Negligible resistance and reactance. That's why this type of wiring is called as the solid grounding or effective grounding. Since the neutral point of the three-phase system is connected to the earth through wire only, the neutral point is held at the earth potential under all the conditions. This is the advantages of solid grounding. Suppose under fault conditions, the voltage of any conductor to the earth will not exceed the normal phase voltage of the system. Now you see the diagram. Okay, if the fault occurs, the fault occurs on the line B. Okay, so the neutral is directly connected to the ground through wire only. There is no resistance reactance used in between the ground and neutral. Now you see the fault current. This is the direction of the fault current. Okay, this is the direction of the fault current. Okay, so the CR and the CY is nothing but the capacitance between R phase and ground and Y phase and ground respectively. Okay, so here what is the current is nothing but IR plus IY, that is the fault current is the vector sum of IR and IY. So if the fault occurs means what I told, that means the voltage not exceeded. Okay, so it will not, that means affected the system also. When the earth fault occurs on any phase, here B phase, the resultant capacitive current is in phase opposition to the fault current IF only. So therefore, the two currents completely cancel each other, that is IR and IY. So therefore, no arcing ground or the over voltage condition can occur in the grounded system, that is a solid grounding system. The line to ground fault, for example, in line B, we already seen the capacitive current flowing in the healthy phases R and Y, that is IR and IY respectively. The capacitive fault current IC is the that is the phasor sum of IR and IY, that is the IF is the vector sum of IR and IY. In addition, the capacitive current, the power source also supplies the fault current IF. The fault current will go from the fault point to the earth, then to the neutral point and then back to the fault point through the faulty phases. So therefore the path of the capacitive current IC or the fault current IF, and it is inductive only. So therefore these two currents are in phase opposition and completely cancel each other. So therefore no arcing ground phenomenon or the over voltage can occur in the grounded neutral grounding, that is the solid grounding. When there is a fault, that means on any phase of the system, the phase to earth voltage of the faulty phases becomes 0, that is the B phase. The phase to earth voltages of the remaining two healthy phases R and Y, for example, remaining at normal phase voltages because the potential of the neutral is fixed at earth potential under all the conditions. This is the advantages of solid grounding. This permits to insulate the equipment for phase voltage. Therefore, the cost of the equipment is saved due to the use of solid grounding. It becomes easier to protect the system from earth faults which frequently occur on the system. When there is an earth fault on any phase of the system, a large fault current flows between the fault point and the ground neutral. So therefore, the earth fault relay, that is the easy operation of the earth fault relay. So therefore, the solid grounding system which is used to permit the easy operation of the earth fault relay. This is the main advantages. Now you see the advantages and disadvantages of the solid grounding. Advantages is the neutral is effectively, that means grounded at earth potential, and the no arcing ground phenomenon or over voltage condition can occur. Then cost of equipment is saved, and then it is used to allow the easier operation of the earth fault relay. The disadvantages is the most of the fault on the overhead system are phase to earth fault. The system has to bear the large number of severe shock. So this causes the system to become unstable. This is the disadvantages. Another one, this result in heavy earth current which may cause the burning of the circuit breaker contact. So the increased earth fault current result in greater interference in the neighboring communication lines also. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of the solid grounding. Then we studied about the applications of the solid grounding or effective grounding. The solid grounding is used, that means where the circuit impedance is high, and then to keep the earth fault current within the safe limit, we can use the solid grounding. So this type of the solid grounding, that means the voltage maximum up to, that means 33 kV with the total power capacity not exceeding the 5000 kVA. Then we studied about the resistance grounding. This is the another type of system neutral grounding. Now you see the circuit diagram. This is the three-phase star connected system. The neutral of the three-phase is connected to the ground through resistor. This is the difference between the solid grounding and resistance grounding. So what is the definition of resistance grounding is when the neutral point of the three-phase system, okay, that is the example three-phase generator, three-phase transformer, etc., is connected to the earth or ground through resistor is called the resistance grounding. So the function of resistance grounding is to limit the magnitude of the earth fault ground. The neutral point of the three-phase system is connected to the earth through the resistor. The value of resistor should be neither very high nor very low. The continuation of resistance grounding. The value of earthing resistance is very low. Suppose the resistance is low, the earth fault current will be large. So therefore, the system becomes similar to solid grounding. That means the system acts as a solid grounding system if the resistance is low. Suppose the earthing resistance values R is very high. The system condition becomes similar to ungrounded neutral system. Students, you keep it in your mind. The earthing resistance value R is low means the system acts as a solid grounding system. If the earthing resistance R value is very high means the system acts as a ungrounded neutral system. So therefore, because of the choosing of the value of earthing resistance R, the earth fault current is limited to the safer value. Still, the resistance grounding is used to permit the operation of the earth fault protection system. The value of earthing resistance R is selected, which is used to limit the earth fault current to 2 times the normal full load current. For example, the normal full load current is 5 amps, means the earth fault current what 2 times the full load current, that is equal to 10 amps. So therefore, if we are using the resistance grounding, means it is used to reduce the current up to 10 amps. Now you see if the fault occurs on the resistance grounding, now you see the fault occurs on the B phase. The fault current or the capacitive fault current is the vector sum of IR and IY. The CR and CY is the capacitance between R and Y phase to the ground respectively. Based on the adjusting value of the R, the arcing ground or the voltage, high voltage can be minimized. The earth fault in the B phase only. The capacitive current IF is nothing but the vector sum of IR and IY. The fault current IF lags behind the phase voltage of the faulted phase by a certain angle depending upon the value of earth resistance R. That means at the same time the reactance of the system up to fault point. The fault current I already told IF can be resolved into two components. One is IF1, another one is IF2. IF1 is nothing but the in phase with the faulty phase voltages. Another one, the IF2 lags behind the fault phase voltages by 90 degree. The continuation of resistance grounding, that is the lagging component IF2, that means in phase opposition to the capacitive current IC or IF. The value of earth resistance R is adjusted, so therefore IF2 is equal to IC, that is the lagging component IF2 equal to capacitor current IC. So therefore the arcing ground is completely eliminated in the resistance grounding system. Therefore the operation of the system becomes of a solid ground system only. Suppose the R is adjusted, that means the lagging component is less than capacitive current IC, means the operation of the system becomes that of the ungrounded neutral system. I already told, based on the value chosen of the earthing resistance only, the resistance grounding system act as either a solid ground system or ungrounded neutral system. And then what are the applications of the resistance grounding is, it is used on a system operating voltages between 2.2 kV and 33 kV. The capacity, that means the power source capacity is 5000 kVA. Now we studied about the advantages and disadvantages of resistance grounding. The fault current is small due to the presence of earth resistance. So therefore the interface with the communication circuit is reduced and then improve the system stability. These are the advantages of resistance grounding. Disadvantages is resistance grounding is costlier than the solid grounding system. The large amount of the energy produced during earth fault. So the resistance grounding becomes difficult to dissipate energy to the atmosphere. Suppose the system neutral is displaced during earth fault, the equipment has to be insulated for higher voltage. This is the another disadvantages of resistance grounding. Dear students, I hope that in this lecture video you clearly understood the methods of system neutral grounding. In this lecture video only we studied about the definition of resistance grounding and solid grounding, circuit diagram explanation, phasor diagrams, applications, advantages and disadvantages of both resistance and solid grounding. Thank you students for watching this video.